Hello, my name's Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. Welcome to YouTube Tuesday. Today I thought it would be fun to get out the Gelli plate again, and this time I thought we'd use the 8x10. You can see I've already mounted it on one of our Clarity Mega Mounts, which is a great piece of kit, and you will see why in a moment. So what I want to use is 4 acrylic paints from Daler Rowney, a speedball brayer and a couple of our Clarity stencils. So let's get going. And what we're going to do is layer up 3 layers altogether, maybe 4 actually. Let's count. The first thing we want to do is add some blue. Now I stand to do this. I wanted to just check though, and I think it's a good idea to check that there is no oily residue. Sometimes with these acrylic paints there seems to be some kind of oil that comes to the surface, and no, this one's fine. I'm using phthalo blue and I'm just going to cover up the Gelli plate completely. And what's going to happen is, as I keep going over the Gelli plate with the brayer, you'll see that the colour starts to come away again. Look. And what I'm trying to achieve here, apart from that hair, which I'm going to get rid of now, what I'm trying to achieve here is like a vignette. You see how the brayer is lifting the colour off again? It's great, really grungy. Let me get rid of some, get rid of a bit more. We're going to get a really lovely, if I keep going there'll be nothing left, so you've really got to know when to stop as well. Let me just put a piece of white paper underneath here, and then you'll see how much blue is left. It's quite cool. Now this needs to dry before we put the next layer or the next colour down, otherwise the 2 colours will obviously mix and then we'll get a mess. So I would suggest that we wait a couple of minutes to let this layer dry completely. I'll see you in a minute. Cool, I think that that's dry now. So let's go on with the second layer. And this time I'd like to use my brick wall. So this is my next layer. And I'm going to use the brown burnt umber. So I just want to check that we haven't got any oil. No, this one's fine too. Once bitten, twice shy, as they say. So I'm just going to add some brown to this blue already, which is dry. And then I'm going to spread out the brown over the top. What a beautiful colour combination. So let's just spread this out like so. There we go. This is looking good. And then when I've done that, I'm going to take my brick stencil and lay that down over the top. And then I want to take a piece of copy paper and I'm going to just blot in areas like a brick wall, patchy. See? So let's have a look. If I do this, you'll see the colours coming through. Really cool. So you've got a bit of blue going on and a bit of brown. Right, okay, I reckon. Don't want to take it all away, otherwise there was no point. So we've got some blue here, you see, really dark down the bottom and quite patchy in places. We can go right back to nothing in some places here, but I think that probably this will be quite nice. Now stop there, and then what we're going to do is lift off the stencil. Fantastic brick wall, but I'm not going to do anything other than that. I want the texture in there. Let's take a look. Nice. This needs to dry. So let's let it. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Go and put the kettle on. Lovely. Just got to wait. Okay. That'll do. This is bone dry. I can't wait any longer. Let's start with layer number 1, 2, 3. This time I'm going to use some fallow turquoise and a beautiful leafy stencil. So let's just again make sure that there's no oil with our paint. No, this one's great. And we're going to just add some of that turquoise like so. And then we'll spread this out. I'm going to stand again for this. Do you know, I think I want a bit more than that. It's easier to add it now than later. There we go. I can always get rid of it if I don't need so much. So now we're going to spread this out over the top of our brick wall. That's it. Okay. So lightly does it, and you flick the brayer like so. Get rid of some so it's not too wet. There we are. And when we've done that, we're going to take our leafy stencil, our large, beautiful leafy stencil, and I'm going to drop that down on top like so. And then I want to take some punchinella, for example, and I'm going to just blot through the punchinella or the sequin waste to get another texture going. Here we are. See? So we'll just do that. And then when I've done that, you can see it a little bit here. And now what I shall do, you can see it on the blot as well, look. What I shall do now is just start lifting a little bit of the colour, because we don't want to get rid of all of it, but it's way too dark at the moment. So let's just get rid of some. We can take a look, and we just use our fingers to lose some of the depth. There we go. Especially in the centre. I think that's what we're trying to do here, is keep it a bit dark around the edge. Let's have a look. I reckon this would be nice. Okay. And then we want to see if that will, this needs to dry. This layer needs to dry, but we're going to leave the stencil in place for a little while until this is completely dry. So this shouldn't take too long. Let's see, shall we? I wonder if you can speed it up a bit. I bet you could, like with a hairdryer or something like that. Oh, she does get impatient, doesn't she, that Barbara? Okay, a couple of minutes. Okay, so this is the theory. This is the theory that I have. Is that the paint that's exposed to the air is now pretty much dry, but the paint that's underneath the stencil is still wet. So if I peel this off and then pull a quick print, I hope that I'm able to just blot the area where the stencil was. And if I can't, do you know what? It will still be lovely. But we'll give it a go. So I just want to rub now, and hopefully I'll just blot the bit that was where the stencil was. Let's see. Oh yeah, more or less. That wasn't bad at all. You see how we've got rid of a lot of the paint in the leaves. All right, so now this is going to be fabulous. Do you want to have a look what it will look like? See, this is the thing about the jelly plate. I can actually see what this is going to look like. You know, look. So, for example, if the next layer, if I put the next layer underneath, this is what I should arrive at. So let's check it out. This needs to be completely dry. I reckon we're almost there, though. And now I'm going to add my final layer, which is going to be buff titanium. Let's check it out. Okay, buff titanium. Again, better to be safe than sorry. I just want to check the oil and then I can start again. Good. Last layer. What I want to do though is make sure that I've got a piece of card ready to go, and so I don't, there we go. So I've got some jelly card which is cut to size. So I've got that, I've got my paint, I've got my brayer, that's nice and dry, off we jolly well go. So first of all, we'll add some of our buff titanium and then we'll spread it out over the top like this. There we go. And then when we've done that, just keep spreading it out. Now the theory is, this is my theory, is that this paint will rejuvenate or reactivate the paint underneath. That's what it's supposed to do. So while that's doing that job, quickly I'm going to take a piece of the Gelli card, and now I'm going to flip the whole thing over so you can see the point of the actual mega mount, and I can see exactly where I'm placing my print. And then when I'm happy with its position, I can flip the whole thing over, and then I'm going to rub the back. There we go. So we'll rub the back, burnish. If you wanted to, you could take a brayer. If this one was clean, for example, there we go. You can use a brayer to just make sure that you're transferring the print. So the Gelli plate is like a mono printing plate, isn't it? But without the pressure. I just need to do this. Now let's see if this works, shall we? Hope it did. We're just going to peel away in the corner like so. And then as we come up, there we have a beautiful print. There we go, look at that. And if we look at the layers, you'll see exactly what my game was. Around the side, we've got this dark blue vignette. And then we see where we peeled the buff titanium, the last layer, it came through on the stencil, so that jumped out beautifully. And the other thing is that, of course, the Gelli plate is pretty clean, so it's a great way to clean your Gelli plate as well. So there we are. Glad that worked. I love it when it works. This is what I would call a four-layer acrylic paint Gelli plate trick, and I hope you enjoyed it. So do go to my blog, barbaragrayblog.blogspot.com or .co.uk. I blog every day and I do step-by-steps I think you might enjoy. And if you've got time, subscribe to the YouTube channel here, and I shall see you next week, every Tuesday. Bye-bye now.